We are less than 24 hours away from the Agents of Sabotage DLC, and despite that, we have just got some brand new information. But first of all, I do just want to say I will be streaming the new update and everything along with it tomorrow when it comes out over on my TikTok, so if you guys could check that out, that would be massively appreciated. Shameless plug aside, let's get into the new information. So I first saw this information from Neurocitrix, who's a pretty credible source, but on top of that, TesFunds 2 has tweeted the same thing, so it's all but confirmed, and I believe it all stems back from a news article by C.com. I think it might be Spanish, but if TesFunds is tweeting it, it's pretty much confirmed. We have less than 24 hours to confirm if it is true or not, so it's not the end of the world, but it's safe to assume it is real if it's coming from TesFunds. But it gives us a little bit of information on the garment factory itself, as well as the new upgrades to the Terrorbyte. So we'll start straight away with the factory. He states that the factory is going to come with a passive income safe, a Mark II weapons workshop, and a, quote, Batman-like garage that offers fast travel between certain locations via subterranean pathways. More on that last bit in a moment, but a passive income safe and a Mark II weapons workshop isn't entirely new. It's to be expected. I imagine the safe will act the same way as the agency safe, so the more missions you do from the Agents of Sabotage update, the more money you'll get in that safe per day. And as for the Mark II weapons workshop, I assume it'll work just like the rest of them. Probably come with a gun locker and stuff as well. But a Batman-like garage is very interesting. The first thing that came to my head is maybe like a special vehicle warehouse garage, maybe built off of that with some new textures and new assets thrown in. But it would be really cool if they completely made a whole new garage just for this factory. But what I'm interested in is how you're going to be able to get in and out of this garage, because I did a little scouting in game, and to be honest, there's not really any viable options of where you could put a garage door. However, there is two which, if changed, could work. There's one on the front of the factory facing the road. It could work, but it's on an elevated platform, so you'd need to build a car ramp up to it, as well as remove the wall in front of it, clearing out that space so you can actually get cars to and from it. And there's another door on the side of the factory which could also work if you have a ramp and clear the space between there and the main road. But none of these really look to be like Batman sort of garages, unless somehow they just went straight down into the ground. But instead of altering the terrain, I reckon Rockstar might just add a completely new entrance. Where they decide to put it, I'm not sure, but I don't imagine it'll be attached to the factory if it's going to be some sort of Batcave. It might be built into the side of the canal, so it leads straight underground, or into the side of the bridge, because again, it can go underground. But again, we have less than 24 hours to see what they do. But the very interesting part is the fast travel between certain locations via subterranean pathways. This is really interesting. For one, I don't think this is going to be used much at all. Like, I don't think GTA Online is a game that really needs fast travel, and there is the job teleport glitch anyway that most people utilize. But how I reckon this will work is maybe in this Batman style basement, there's going to be a certain vehicle that can travel these underground tunnels, and these might be linked to the sewers or something, which will be able to take you all across the map to, you know, certain different points, because the map has a lot of hidden tunnels. Look at the one that leads into the Mount Chiliad, for example, and Rockstar could easily add loads of other exits around the map. So this is really interesting to see. I'm interested to see how they go about doing this. But moving on to the Terrorbyte upgrades, Rockstar Games did say there would be multiple upgrades for the Terrorbyte, and now we know what. Obviously, the one they've already announced is that there's going to be a new feature that makes, you know, locating playing cards, action figures a little more easier. But this new information says there's going to be a silent running module, which is basically off the radar while you're in the Terrorbyte. This is pretty neat because it means you can go around in your Terrorbyte without being bothered. I wonder if you'll be able to move business supplies that way as well. But it's also said that adding a master control terminal, which I assume is going to run the same way as the arcade one. However, this is going to be so much better because obviously you can just call your Terrorbyte right next to you, or near you at least. The arcade one is really, really good, but the main downside is you have to physically go to your arcade, whereas now I could be in a completely random part of the map and access it through my Terrorbyte to resupply my businesses. Honestly, a really great feature. And finally, for the Terrorbyte, they mentioned there's going to be a missile lock-on jamming system. Imagine this will work just like the Amani Tech vehicles. But the final bit of information we get is that there's going to be new siren options for law enforcement vehicles. Firstly, I think this is really cool, you know, great feature to have. But secondly, I wonder if these sirens could be backported from GTA 6, or could potentially be alternate sirens that were made for GTA 6, didn't make the cut, and they just put them in GTA 5 instead. That could be quite interesting to see, but for all the RP people that love the enforcement vehicles, this is going to be really great for them. But anyways, yeah, I thought I'd just make this short video going over all the new information we got today. The Agents of Sabotage update comes out tomorrow, and I really can't wait to play it. So of course, make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with everything to do with GTA Online, and I'll see you guys in the next one.